If you're over 60, what you drink every day could be quietly eating away at your bones. Most seniors focus on calcium tablets, but the truth is, your bones react just as strongly to what's in your glass. Certain drinks can weaken your skeletal structure, reduce mineral density, and even double your risk of fractures in just a few years. And the worst part? These aren't rare or exotic drinks. They're common beverages marketed as healthy, energizing, or harmless. But science shows otherwise. In today's video, we'll reveal the 4 worst drinks for your bones, starting with number 4 and working our way to the absolute worst offender. Then, we'll show you 4 evidence-backed drinks that can actually help rebuild your bone strength, improve posture, and protect you from age-related fractures. These are simple swaps anyone can make starting today, and your skeleton will thank you for it for years to come. If strong bones and steady balance matter to you, especially as you age, you'll want to pay close attention. What you choose to drink daily can make or break your long-term stability. So stay with us through all 8 drinks. The last one might surprise you. And if you find this list helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who needs it. Number 4. Caffeinated energy drinks. Caffeinated energy drinks are aggressively marketed as a source of quick energy. But for adults over 60, they represent one of the most damaging choices for bone health. These drinks contain concentrated synthetic caffeine, phosphoric acid, and artificial stimulants, all of which promote calcium loss through increased urinary excretion. Over time, this imbalance leads to reduced bone mineral density, weakening the structural integrity of your bones and increasing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2006, women over 50 who consumed 1 or more cola beverages daily had 3.7% lower hip bone mineral density compared to those who consumed them less frequently. The study, titled "Colas, but not other carbonated beverages, are associated with low bone mineral density in older women," identified both caffeine and phosphoric acid as key contributors to calcium depletion. While the research focused on cola drinks, energy drinks typically contain both compounds in even higher concentrations, making them a serious concern for seniors focused on preserving bone mass. Increased cortisol from these stimulants also interferes with the action of osteoblasts, the cells responsible for building bone. Combined with a typical low-calcium diet, these drinks quietly accelerate bone loss, often without symptoms until a fracture occurs. To protect your skeletal health, it is best to completely eliminate energy drinks from your daily habits. Instead, if a pick-me-up is needed, reach for low-caffeine green tea or herbal blends like ginseng or rooibos. You can also improve natural energy with a protein-rich snack, short walks in natural sunlight to boost vitamin D, or even a small cup of warm lemon water with ginger. These small swaps can provide alertness without robbing your bones of the minerals they need to stay strong as you age. Let's now look at the next surprising beverage that may seem healthy but can quietly disrupt your bone metabolism even more. Number 3. Fruit smoothies with added yogurt. Fruit smoothies might appear healthy on the surface, especially when marketed as natural or probiotic-rich, but many commercial or cafe-prepared versions are packed with hidden dangers for your bones. These smoothies often include high-sugar fruits blended with flavored yogurt or frozen yogurt, which can deliver over 30 grams of sugar per serving. This level of sugar consumption spikes insulin, disrupts calcium homeostasis, and contributes to systemic inflammation, all of which impair bone remodeling. According to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism in 2000, elevated insulin levels are associated with increased bone resorption and decreased bone formation. Chronically high sugar intake, particularly in older adults, has also been linked to lower bone mineral density and greater fracture risk. Additionally, many flavored yogurts contain additives like carrageenan or artificial thickeners that can interfere with magnesium absorption, another key mineral in bone structure. Another problem? These smoothies are often consumed as meal replacements, lacking the balance of protein, fiber, and healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar and support hormonal balance, both critical for bone health in aging populations. Replacing a balanced breakfast with a sugar-loaded drink is one of the most common and damaging dietary habits among seniors trying to eat healthy. To improve your smoothies and support bone health, make them at home. Use unsweetened almond milk or water, plain Greek yogurt for protein, and low-sugar fruits like berries.
Add chia seeds, kale, or almond butter for nutrients that aid calcium absorption. By doing so, you'll not only avoid a blood sugar crash, but also provide your bones with the raw materials they need to remain strong as you age. Up next, a drink that seems like a health-conscious choice, but may be quietly eroding your calcium reserves. Number 2. Sweetened plant-based milks. Many people switch to plant-based milks believing they are healthier for bone health, but not all alternatives are created equal. Sweetened versions of almond, rice, or oat milk, especially flavored ones like vanilla or chocolate, often contain added sugars, synthetic stabilizers, and calcium sources with low bioavailability. While the label might boast calcium fortified, your body may absorb far less than from natural sources like dairy or leafy greens. According to a study published in Advances in Nutrition in 2012, calcium absorption from plant-based beverages fortified with calcium carbonate or tricalcium phosphate varies widely. In some cases, absorption falls below 25% compared to the 30 to 35% rate seen with dairy products. Additionally, a review in Nutrition Reviews found that many sweetened plant milks also contain high levels of phosphorus additives, which can disrupt calcium-phosphorus balance and contribute to bone demineralization in older adults. Even more concerning, these drinks are often consumed daily, added to morning coffee, smoothies, or cereals, leading to a consistent intake of 10 to 15 grams of added sugars and poorly absorbed calcium compounds per serving. For seniors already experiencing age-related bone density decline of up to 1% per year, this habit may accelerate deterioration by an additional 10 to 20% over time and significantly increase the risk of developing osteopenia or osteoporosis. To support your bones, choose unsweetened plant-based milks fortified with highly bioavailable calcium, such as calcium citrate. Avoid brands with carrageenan, gums, and artificial flavorings. Better yet, try making your own milk using soaked almonds, sesame seeds, or flax seeds blended with water and strained. These natural options provide calcium, magnesium, and healthy fats without the added burden of synthetic ingredients.
And while this one might seem sneaky, the next drink is even more misleading, especially if you love matcha. Number 1. Bottled matcha lattes. At first glance, matcha lattes seem like a smart choice for older adults. Matcha is rich in catechins, particularly epigallocatechin gallate, a powerful antioxidant with anti-inflammatory effects. But most bottled versions found in stores are a different story. They often contain more sugar than benefit. Some brands pack up to 24 grams of added sugar in a single serving, which is nearly 100% of the daily recommended limit for older women and 80% for men, according to the American Heart Association. That's a major problem, because diets high in added sugar are linked to lower bone mineral density and an increased risk of osteoporosis-related fractures. Beyond sugar, matcha is naturally high in oxalates, a compound that binds to calcium in the gut and prevents its absorption. According to a 201 review in Advances in Nutrition, consistent intake of oxalate-rich drinks like bottled matcha lattes can disturb calcium balance, especially in seniors, contributing to long-term bone demineralization. Combined with excess sugar, this creates a double hit to bone integrity. And here's the kicker. The calcium often listed on bottled matcha lattes isn't always bioavailable. Some products rely on additives or fortified plant milks with poor absorption rates, meaning your bones may not benefit at all. This makes bottled matcha lattes a hidden risk, something that seems healthy but actually undermines your skeletal strength over time. To make matcha work for your bones instead of against them, skip the store-bought sugary versions. At home, prepare your own with ceremonial-grade matcha, unsweetened calcium-fortified almond or sesame milk, and no added sugar. You'll still get the antioxidant benefits, but without sabotaging your calcium levels. And now that we've covered the 4 worst offenders, it's time to pivot toward hope. Let's look at 4 everyday drinks that actively help rebuild your bones, one sip at a time. Number 4. Homemade sesame milk. Sesame seeds are among the most calcium-rich plant foods available. Just 2 tablespoons of whole sesame seeds contain about 176 milligrams of calcium, along with key nutrients like magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, and healthy fats, all of which are essential for maintaining bone structure and density. When blended into homemade sesame milk, these nutrients remain intact and highly absorbable. According to a 2020 study published in the Journal of Food Biochemistry, daily intake of sesame seed extract was linked to a 15% increase in calcium absorption and a marked improvement in bone mineral density among postmenopausal women after just 12 weeks. The study also reported reduced levels of bone resorption markers, suggesting slower bone loss over time. To implement it in your diet, soak 3 tablespoons of white sesame seeds for a few hours, blend with 1.5 cups of water, strain through a fine mesh, and your sesame milk is ready. For a naturally sweet and mineral-rich version, add a date and a pinch of cinnamon. You can drink it as a standalone snack in the afternoon or before bed when calcium absorption tends to be most effective. It also works well in your morning oatmeal, chia pudding, or added to smoothies as a creamy and nutty base. Use it in coffee or tea as a non-dairy alternative, or pour it over whole grain cereals for a bone-supportive breakfast. In savory cooking, sesame milk can replace dairy in creamy soups or sauces, particularly when combined with turmeric or ginger for added anti-inflammatory benefits. You can even freeze it into cubes and blend into your post-lunch shakes for a refreshing and nourishing twist. The beauty of sesame milk is not only in its calcium content, but in how versatile and simple it is to integrate into your daily life. Now, let's move on to a traditional herbal remedy that brings ancient wisdom and modern bone science together. Number 3. Nettle leaf tea. Nettle leaf tea is one of the most mineral-dense herbal infusions available, long valued for its effects on aging bones. It contains significant amounts of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K1, but its most unique contributions come from 2 lesser-known nutrients, silica and boron. These trace minerals play a vital role in bone mineralization, helping the body absorb and retain calcium while also influencing collagen production, which gives bones their flexibility and tensile strength. In a 2016 study published in Biological Trace Element Research, aging rats were given an herbal infusion containing nettle, providing natural forms of silica and boron. After 12 weeks, researchers observed an average 9.1% increase in bone mineral density, along with measurable improvements in bone microstructure and tensile resilience. These results suggest that nettle tea doesn't just slow the decline of bone mass, it may actively help rebuild it when used consistently over time. What sets nettle apart is how easy it is to incorporate. To prepare, steep 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried nettle leaf in 250 milliliters of hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. You can drink it warm in the morning, chilled with ice in the afternoon, or even mix it with lemon balm or hibiscus for a more refreshing twist. It's naturally caffeine-free, making it ideal for evenings as well, especially for those trying to replace sodas or commercial teas. For ongoing support, try brewing a liter in advance and keeping it in the fridge to sip throughout the day. You can also blend it into smoothies, use it as a base for vegetable broths, or pour it over whole grain cereals like quinoa or buckwheat. One popular method among seniors is to drink 1 cup after each meal, aiding both digestion and mineral uptake. Nettle tea is a low-cost, low-effort tool with clinically relevant benefits for bone health, and when used regularly, it can complement dietary calcium sources without the side effects of synthetic supplements. And speaking of clinically proven options, our next drink is one that's actually been shown to reverse bone loss in postmenopausal women.
Number 2. Prune juice, unsweetened. Unsweetened prune juice is not just a digestive aid, it's a clinically supported ally in the fight against age-related bone loss. Prunes are naturally rich in vitamin K1, boron, and phenolic compounds that protect bone-forming cells, or osteoblasts, while suppressing bone-resorbing cells, osteoclasts. These compounds help maintain a healthy balance of bone turnover, which becomes increasingly difficult with age, especially for postmenopausal women. A landmark study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2011 followed 160 postmenopausal women over 12 months. Participants who consumed just 100 grams of prunes daily, about 8 to 10 whole prunes or the juice equivalent, experienced a 6.1% increase in bone mineral density in the ulna and spine compared to the control group who consumed dried apples. These improvements were attributed not only to the prune's micronutrient profile, but also to its antioxidant activity, which helps reduce chronic inflammation, a key factor in osteoporosis progression. To implement prune juice into your diet, opt for 100% pure, unsweetened prune juice, ideally cold-pressed. A typical serving is 150 to 200 milliliters per day, which can be consumed in the morning or divided into 2 smaller portions. It pairs well with breakfast, especially with whole grain oats or yogurt, or can be added to a protein smoothie. For a more warming option, gently heat the juice with cinnamon and a slice of fresh ginger. For those who prefer to avoid juice, the whole fruit offers the same benefits in a more fiber-dense form. Simply soak 6 to 8 prunes overnight and eat them in the morning, or chop and add them to salads, stews, or even baked dishes. The important thing is consistency. Results in studies were seen after 3 months of regular use, with significant benefits at the 1-year mark. Few drinks offer such robust, documented outcomes for bone regeneration. And if you're looking for a savory, collagen-rich option to round out your bone-building routine, our final drink combines powerful nutrition with deep traditional roots. Number 1. Bone broth with turmeric. Bone broth infused with turmeric is one of the most powerful, time-tested drinks for rebuilding and preserving bone health, especially for individuals over 60. It's rich in collagen, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and gelatin, all of which contribute to strengthening the bone matrix, improving joint mobility, and supporting overall musculoskeletal integrity. When combined with curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, it also helps reduce chronic inflammation, which is closely tied to bone loss and frailty in older adults. According to a review published in the Journal of Medicinal Food in 2020, curcumin supplementation was found to improve bone mass density and reduce bone resorption markers in both animal and human studies. Meanwhile, another analysis from the Advances in Nutrition journal emphasized that diets rich in bioavailable minerals from bone sources can help prevent osteoporosis and reduce fracture risk by over 30% when combined with vitamin D and adequate protein intake. To make this drink at home, start with organic beef or chicken bones simmered slowly for at least 12 to 24 hours with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to help extract the minerals. Add sliced fresh turmeric root or a half teaspoon of organic ground turmeric along with black pepper to boost absorption. You can include garlic, onions, carrots, and celery for added flavor and nutrients. Drink 200 to 250 milliliters as a warming beverage, especially in the evening or with meals. For convenience, bone broth can also be made in larger batches and frozen in glass jars or ice cube trays. Some prefer to use it as a base for soups, stews, or even to cook grains like quinoa and barley. It's not just a drink, it becomes a deeply nourishing element of your entire weekly diet. By the time we reach our 60s and beyond, our bones have already endured decades of stress, nutrient depletion, and inflammation. But what we choose to drink each day can either accelerate that decline or begin to rebuild what's been lost. The worst culprits, like energy drinks, sweetened plant milks, bottled matcha lattes, and sugar-loaded smoothies, silently strip our bones of calcium, disrupt hormonal balance, and increase markers of bone loss. They may seem harmless or even healthy, but their long-term damage is well documented. In contrast, drinks like homemade sesame milk, nettle tea, unsweetened prune juice, and bone broth with turmeric provide the exact minerals, compounds, and anti-inflammatory support our bones need to remain strong, dense, and resilient. Each one is backed by studies showing measurable improvements in bone mineral density, reduced fracture risk, and even reversal of postmenopausal bone loss. It's not about completely overhauling your diet overnight. It's about making intentional swaps that align with your body's needs as it ages. Every drink you replace is a vote for stronger bones, better mobility, and a future free of pain, stiffness, or fear of falling. The choice is in your hands and your glass. We'd love to hear from you. Where are you from? How old are you? And which of these drinks are already part of your daily life? Or which one will you try first? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one and reply to as many as we can.
Your experience might inspire someone else to take the first step towards better bone health. Let's support each other, one habit at a time.